Welcome everybody. Come with me. Let's go to Nigeria today. We are making egusi soup, to be precise. We are going to Igbo land. So in my egusi soup, I'm going to be using cow skin, goat meat, cow leg, cow feet. I'm also using the one Nigerian people call shaki, which is the tower. I'm putting stuffed fish, but I'm using the stuffed fish head to give the soup very nice smell and a good flavor. So trust me, the stuffed fish here is the best to use in the egusi soup. So I'm going to cook the stuffed fish head in my rice cooker because I forgot last night to put it in the water for it to sleep overnight. So stay tuned. As you can see here, I'm about to wash my meat and put it in the pot to start cooking. So first I'm washing. After I'm washing my meat, I put it in the pot. I'm going to cut some onions on it. I'm using the two color onions. So yeah, as you can see there, I'm trying to cut the onions or peel up the onions to cut it now. So it's the first one. Sorry guys, my little man is always disturbing. So yes, I'm cutting the onions now, and the, as you can see, I'm cutting the onions now. And yeah, after cutting the onions, I'm going to add some Maggi cube, some seasoning, and some salt on it, on the meat, for me to put it on the stove to start to cook. So after then, I'll also put my stuffed fish, wash it very well, and put it in the rice cooker for it to cook. So stay tuned, guys. It is very important to season the meat very well. Make sure you put enough seasoning and salt and Maggi cube on it, because after I did that, I just did not put any other things in the soup again till I was done with it. The only thing I needed to put there was the egusi, the bitter leaf, and the other ingredients that I later add to it. So I forgot to tell you that I'm putting chicken feet in the egusi because I love chicken feet. I think the chicken feet is a Liberian flavor from the Liberian side. You know, I'm Liberian, but I love Nigerian food. So yes, so guys, let's just do this and see how it's going to be. But trust me, this is going to be the best egusi soup ever. The best egusi soup you have ever tasted. So stay tuned, guys. I'm about to put the salt on the meat before I cook it, and some seasoning Maggi cube like I said before. So I did not measure the salt because I know how much salt I'm putting in the soup, and I know how much Maggi cube. So this Maggi cube and this salt I'm using now, I'm not going to put any other salt in it now till I boil the meat, taste it, and after adding the egusi to the pot and everything, then I'm going to also taste it and see if I need salt or Maggi cube. But for now, it's okay. I'm done with everything, so I'm just shaking up the meat and seeing if I can get the salt and the Maggi cube to touch the meat. Now I have the meat on the fire. So I'm going to wash my stuffed fish now and put it on fire. There you have the egusi, the bitter leaf, and other things. The fish I'm going to also use for it there. So yeah, there I'm going to wash it now. Guys, today we have our little man with us in the kitchen. He's on my back. I'm putting chicken feet. Like I said, I'm going to put chicken feet. I love chicken feet, so I love to put it in the soup. So yes, okay, that you see the stuffed fish. I'm washing the stuffed fish now, putting it in my rice cooker because I don't have pressure cooker, so I use my rice cooker. The rice cooker, guys, trust me, the rice cooker is the best to cook the stuffed fish because it help you very well, very well to cook the stuffed fish head. I also going to add a little salt to my stuffed fish head to boil it. It's very important when you are parboiling meat, chicken, anything you want to parboil and put it in the soup. Add salt to it. The salt don't have to be much, but a little salt. So I'm going to turn the meat. Now it just boil for a little time. I'm turning it to get the juice, everything out of the meat here. I'm turning it right now. Remember, I have not add water to this meat yet because I'm still trying to steam it to try to get the juice out of the meat. Then I will also add water to it. I'm about to check it again before I add water. Now, yeah, now I'm adding the water to it. So the water I'm adding right now is the water I'm going to also use to cook the soup. So I'm not going to add any other water there again. So that's why I'm making sure I add enough water on the meat to make the meat boil very well. After adding water, I'm trying to see if the water is enough to parboil the meat or to boil the meat. This is the type of bitter leaf I'm using in the crawfish. I'm going to be using to the egusi also, the palm oil. My fish there, but I have to stir it first to see how it's looking. I did add my chicken feet there. So now I'm going to turn it around, and after I'm going to add my fish to the pot or to the meat. As you can see, I'm adding my fish oil. Remember also, season the fish a little bit, not much. Like I said, I love to season all my things. So all this seasoning I'm using, the salt I'm using. So time to make the normal soup. I'm not going to add any other thing to it till I make sure everything's well or everything's okay before I can add anything to it. Remember to measure your salt if you don't know the amount of salt you will use. So yeah, I'm removing the fish because the fish can be there and I add the egusi there. So I'm removing the fish and later I'm going to add the egusi there. As you can see, the meat is okay now. The meat don't have to be very soft, but it also have to be okay that people can eat it too. After removing my fish, I blend my pepper and I'm going to put the pepper there. After the pepper just boil with the meat, then I'm going to also put my egusi in the oil, in the hot oil. I will also put a hot oil on the pot on the fire and add oil to it. Allow the oil to be hot and mix the egusi in it for some time. After like 1 or 2 or 3 minutes, then I'm going to add the egusi to the meat. I'm mixing two different type of oil, the Liberian oil and the other oil because of the taste. So I put some oil in there, and I'm going to add my egusi to that oil. Remember, the stove have to be very low, maybe on 2 or 1, to make sure and mix the egusi before you can add it to the meat. But they have different type of way of cooking egusi, but this is the way I love to cook it, and trust me, this is very, 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 very nice and good. After cooking the egusi yesterday, my whole house was smelling with egusi. The African cuisine flavor was all in the house. Guys, you know what I'm talking about that. So yeah, I'm adding the egusi to the pot and in the oil. I'm adding egusi in the oil, and it's the same thing as the pot too. So yeah, I'm turning the egusi. Make sure don't put the egusi on a high heat, because if you do that, it's going to burn. If you do that, it's going to burn. I took the egusi out now. I'm going to add it to the meat. So yes, I'll just put the other stuff up because I want to use one stove. Yes, you see now my pepper and everything. I've added my crayfish dust. I've added everything to it. Now it's time for me to add the egusi there now. I'm now adding the egusi to the meat. This is the real deal now. It's what we are talking about now. We're going to see how it's going to be. Sure you stir the soup very well. Remember, before you put the egusi on the meat, after cooking it, you have to remove your fresh fish if you have fresh fish. But if you have dry fish, it can stay there. But because I don't have dry fish, I use fresh fish. I have to remove it from the place before it all smashed in the soup. Yeah, I already added egusi. So after everything, I'm going to add my bitter leaf. And after I add my bitter leaf, I'm going to cover up my pot and allow it to boil. After I'm going to add my bitter leaf and stir it a little bit, then I'm going to cover up my pot for it to cook. So remember to wash your bitter leaf also when you buy it from the shop. I'm doing some stirring, and after I'm going to, like I said, cover up my pot. So I'm going to cover up my pot. See, the egusi is boiling. See how it look? Very well. very, very well. Trust me, guys. This egusi soup, mwah, it was nice. It was good. This is a rich egusi soup. You have everything in it. It looks very, very rich, and it tastes very well.